Okay, so we're gonna get into foam rolling today. I'm not gonna make it very technical. I'm gonna keep it pretty straightforward and simple, just to get my basic understanding and my point across. I like foam rolling. I'll be completely honest. I have some of my mentors that disagree with me. They do not care for foam rolling. Now, the reason why is because they are not fans of smashing the muscle bellies because, and it's true, what can happen through, say, heavy foam rolling or smashing techniques that a lot of like kabuki strength uses, that it pushes more water out of the muscle bellies. Now, being that we are a chronically dehydrated society, this is not good at all. Can also slow the recovery of a muscle and can also induce a lot more prone to injuries of all sorts because the bellies are, chronically dehydrated. Now, I'm a fan of it, but I use it as a stimulation method only, okay? Now, I don't mind using it a little bit at night and after workouts. I do agree with some of the kabuki methods. I think they are really innovative. It's very awkward, but you see that they actually are big proponents of actually foam rolling the front of the body, the interior part of the body after a workout. I honestly didn't think it would be worth it, and I did it, and I actually felt really, really well, especially in my hip area because my quads were tight. Now, in the video that I'm showing is a stimulation method of what I use basically with pretty much anyone and myself, give or take a minute or so, on basically foam rolling the posterior part of my whole entire body, except for the inside of my thighs because I like to get those kind of nice and warmed up. So this is part one of my warm-up series. So regardless of what type of warm-up I do, I'm always suggesting foam rolling. At some point, it just gets to the point where I just no longer even tell my clients to foam roll. It's just an understood thing. It's something I want you to do. Now, we're not looking to massage the muscles either, okay? So what I mean by that is we're looking for usually a good 10-pass ratio. So regardless of what body part we're doing, let's say we're starting on the glutes, I would go up and down 10 times and then simply move on to the next side. So what I like to do is basically you can start from the bottom and work your way to the top if it helps you just kind of stay on track. We'll do the calves, 10 passes on each side. We'll do the hamstrings. We'll do the glutes, the lower back, the upper back, the mid back, the traps, and the lats. Depending on how we feel, if you feel extra tight, we'll go on the inside of the thighs and dig into some areas that might just need a little bit more attention. Now, I can also do 20 passes, okay? But that's max, all right? Now, when I do a 20 pass, that could be because I am rolling the IT band and part of the hamstrings and quads at different sections, okay? So when I roll my hamstrings, you've got two giant muscles that are flapping back there. I'm not trying to just hopefully roll over it in one time and think it's gonna knock out both. Sometimes I will roll the inside of the hamstring and the outside. So that's what I mean by 20 passes. So basically, this is the part one of a warm-up. This is what I do to induce blood flow. This really, really helps me get into my mobility exercises. Mobility is normally number 2, but there's very, very often I will actually go into stretching as number 2. And I know the sky's gonna fall because people are like, oh my God, you shouldn't stretch before you work out because it's going to reduce your power output. And as an athlete, I can understand how important that is, but you're just going to have to get to a point where you realize that stretching is important, all right? And I can show you many studies that show that stretching is good for you, just as you can show me stretching would be not best for me, or it's beating my head up against the wall. I know from personal experience myself, someone who got away from stretching and introduced it back into my life, had made a significant increase in my production as far as workouts and just overall health and posture. Okay, so wanted to keep it short, not too scientific, but here is a good example of me foam rolling as the first part of my warm-up to help stimulate blood flow inside my body before moving into stretching, mobility, and the specific adaptation, which is basically if I'm doing chest workouts, starting with a chest exercise such as like push-ups.